Okay, so for the first assignment in this unit, I want you to add on to the coding that we started in the coding functions video. So if you haven't already seen that video, so I actually have a template for you to start with that has some of the CSS and HTML already coded in and spaces for you to follow along with that coding functions video to fill in the randomizer, the function get card, and the function start game. So if you haven't watched that video, I would definitely recommend that, and then you can follow along, like I said, and build those functions. Then for the first assignment in this module, what you're going to do is complete this function, compare card, and what you'll have to do is figure out when to call it, and then figure out how to actually perform the comparison. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about that, just to give you some guidance on where to start thinking. And then I did include, so I realized that like this is going to require some conditional logic no matter how you slice it, and we haven't done that yet. So I wrote the conditional logic piece of this. So as long as you get the correct values in all of these, then this is going to help. You're still going to have to do the output yourself, and you're going to have to do some string handling and assigning of values, which is what I want to see in completing this function, not to mention the logic of integrating the function into the other things that go along in this entire program. It's going to allow me to evaluate the skills, but I definitely gave you a little bit of help in terms of the conditional, since we haven't covered that yet. So here I just wanted to illustrate what you're going for. So here's what you're going for. You're going for creating some kind of evaluative thing that will display to the user, that will like really look at these values and display to the user who's winning and who's losing. Oh, good. So here it is when it's a tie. We have to accommodate all three of those cases. You win, or the computer winning. So that's what you want to achieve. I've taken care of the part where it's going to assign the correct messages based on a comparison of these values. You have to worry about the part of getting those values into these variables correctly and calling this function and writing that result to the screen. So you will have to write a little bit of HTML to create a place for that result to be written. You will have to use the document get element by ID that we looked at in the video to write information to your HTML page. I wrote some CSS to give that a style, so you may want to do that. You don't have to, but you may want to do that just to get that to stand out on the page. I would definitely recommend that you review your string handling, because remember, these cards right now are being reported as a string. You may need to slice or substring it out of a string. So that could be one thing that you want to look into and sort of figure that out. I will say, definitely look up the get element by ID method to see how that works. You'll see that allows you to read content from the page as well as put content to the page. So I'll just give you that hint on that piece of it. So that's what you're going to be doing for the first assignment. Definitely use the template. If you haven't watched the previous video, I would definitely recommend that, because it'll walk you through those first few functions. And then you're going to complete the last function, which is actually comparing the cards and displaying the message about who wins.